10 Worst Abuses of Cosmetic Surgery. Hang Moku. The story of Hang Moku is the saddest and perhaps the most tragic case of addiction to plastic surgery. Hang Moku, once a successful Korean singer and model, is now permanently disfigured due to a severe addiction to plastic surgeries. Naturally very beautiful, she had her first silicone injection in her face at the age of 28. She quickly became addicted and returned to her surgeon so often that he refused to inject more silicone into her already swollen face. Without the psychological help she clearly needed, Hang's addiction took over, and she began injecting black market silicone into her face herself. When she could no longer access it, still dissatisfied with her appearance, Moku turned to a homemade solution, injecting cooking oil into her face. This decision proved disastrous, and Hang Moku is now permanently disfigured. At 50 years old, she must live with the face of a monster. Despite several reconstructive surgeries, her face remains swollen and misshapen, and specialists will likely never be able to restore her former beauty. Renee Tally. At the age of 40, stripper Renee Tally decided to enhance her buttocks to regain the figure of her youth, but things did not go as planned. 6 months after the injections, she experienced severe health problems and began feeling unwell. The silicone injected into Renee's buttocks was spreading throughout her body. Moreover, removing the implants would risk causing significant physical deformities due to the amount of tissue that would need to be removed. Renee Tally can only replace the implant where the silicone can be removed to fill the void left. However, this second operation caused her even more harm, and today, Renee Tally is able to flip her implants inside her buttocks. Priscilla Caputo. Like many young women her age, Priscilla Caputo wanted more than anything to become a model. On the advice of her plastic surgeon boyfriend, she believed that collagen injections could help propel her career. But Priscilla couldn't stop and received so many injections that she ended up with a disproportionately large mouth. Human Barbies. As everyone knows, Barbie, the Mattel doll, has literally impossible measurements. If a woman had Barbie's proportions, she wouldn't be able to support her back and would have many medical problems. However, women like Alina Kovalovskaya, 22, Olga Olenek, 27, and the most famous of them all, Valeria Lukyanova, 30, are willing to do anything to look exactly like the blonde doll. These young women have undergone multiple cosmetic surgeries and even had ribs removed and breast augmentations to try to achieve Barbie's unreal proportions. Amazingly, they all come from the same city, Odessa, located in southern Ukraine. With barely 1 million inhabitants, Odessa holds the world record for human Barbies. There are at least 7. Justin Jedlicka. For 15 years, Justin Jedlicka has pursued the same goal, to become the living replica of the Mattel doll, Ken. At 34, the young New Yorker has already undergone more than 190 plastic surgeries to look like the small figurine, and his last operation, a dangerous procedure to remove the veins from his forehead, nearly left him blind. But Justin Jedlicka doesn't intend to stop there. To complete his transformation, he needs another rhinoplasty, to make his buttocks rounder, modify the bones in his skull, and further enlarge his lips. Jordan James Parker. Botox, lip surgery, tattooed eyebrows, his face bears the marks of his interventions. Jordan James Parker has only one goal in life, to look as much as possible like Kim Kardashian. And he doesn't care if the result is completely botched. This 23-year-old Englishman, who describes himself as a freelance makeup artist, spends lavishly to resemble Kim Kardashian, his idol. He claimed to have spent nearly €126,000 on cosmetic surgery to copy his icon. Jeanette Hart. In 2011, Jeanette Hart, a 63-year-old woman, was taken to the hospital after she had the brilliant idea of injecting melted beef fat into her lips and chin. Jeanette had regularly resorted to this homemade treatment after no surgeon in town would touch her face, ravaged by surgery. However, this time, things went wrong. The elderly woman's face quickly turned red. Jeanette rushed to the hospital. She died a few hours after arriving from a bacterial infection that had attacked her colon. Monique Allen is 60 years old, but she was a man until the age of 22. Since her sex change, Monique Allen has never been satisfied with her appearance, which she didn't find feminine enough. She has undergone nearly 200 cosmetic surgeries, including 75 illegal ones in clandestine clinics. Raj Narangsingh is a transsexual who desires more than anything to make the features of his face more feminine. However, he doesn't have much money. He decides to turn to O'Neill Ron Morris, a black market surgeon who is also transsexual but, more importantly, cheap, and who promises to work wonders. This was the opportunity for the fake surgeon to test on Narangsingh a mixture he had just invented, cement mixed with paraffin and anti-puncture fluid. The toxicity was such that the poor patient was left completely disfigured. To repair the damage caused by the quack, the unfortunate man eventually had to ignore the cost and consult a real cosmetic surgeon. Jocelyn Wildenstein was a beautiful New York socialite who wanted to seduce her husband again, art dealer and billionaire Alec Wildenstein. Her husband being a fan of panthers, she thought that getting surgery to look like a feline was the right solution. As a result, Jocelyn spent nearly €3 million on cosmetic surgery to resemble an animal. The worst part is that her husband screamed in horror at the sight of the result and left her on the spot. This led to a long and painful depression. Do you know someone who would have well deserved to be featured in this video but wasn't mentioned? Feel free to tell us in the comments. And if you liked this video, let the world know by hitting the thumbs up and sharing it on Facebook and Twitter. There's really no better way to support the channel. Well, yes, there is. You can subscribe, but you already know that.